So this is another project for my Hoglet engine, and this is the rocker arm, and this is what I'm going to attempt to start today. Actually, I already started some of it, but I'll give you a photo of where I'm at. But the section right in here is what I want to try to do today. The only real dimension that I have is the .684. There's no angles per se to even try to do, so I got the .125 thickness at the tip of the rocker arm, and I got the .684, and then I obviously have the full length. So what we're going to do is try to figure it out, right? Make it the best we can. Try to do our angles the way we make our angles, and go from there. So this is where I'm starting, and as you saw in the drawing, this end here is basically the flat side, and then right in there is going to be a little ball mill is going to put a little divot in there for the push rod to sit. And then this side here, I don't know why I'm upside down with the camera, that's why. This side here is where we're going to cut the angle and then leave on the top where it rides on the valve, and then we're going to cut a little relief on both sides. So wish me luck. We'll do some edge finding and measuring and stuff like that, and try to get an angle put on there, and then we're gonna get after it, right? Okay, here we go. So I've been thinking about how and what and when and what operation is first, second, third, blah blah blah, and I hope I'm doing it right. But this part here is going to have a radius on it, right here where the center hole is, and where it's at right now is the center where the rocker arm sits on top of the valve. Now what I figured out was there's going to be a 60-degree cut on either side, so it's just going to be a point, and then they had a small angle that ran from where the radius of this is to that 60-degree cut. I have no idea what that is because it's not really explained, so I'm just guesstimating it's going to be about 3 degrees. So what I'm going to do is I did a lot of measuring and this and that, and divided this by that. Well, anyhow, what I'm going to do is move over. I'm going to take this whole end of this down to .125. .125 is the highest point where it rides on top of the valve. After I do that on all 4 pieces, I am then going to turn, I'm going to take this off and set up an angle on this so I can cut the angles on the very end of this, and then after that I'm going to cut the angle, and I'm sure that this angle is a relief so it doesn't contact the valve keeper or the valve spring or anything like that. So but you want to leave obviously enough meat there so it doesn't bend, but I'm going to guess that there's not enough pressure on any of this stuff to worry about that. So first thing I'm going to do is set these all up, take them all down to 125, and then after I do that I'm going to make another setup like I said, and then cut the angles on the end. And then after I do that, I'm going to cut the angle here. And then I'm going to say, look, they're all perfect. I can't believe I did it right the first time. So, wish me luck. In to what I'm hoping is going to be the point that I need, which is 0.403. Who knows? Like I said, I'm amateur at best. Thank God I got a calculator. Let me put it that way. Yeah, just hit 0.005. Well, so that wasn't horrible. So that wasn't horrible. Just so you know where we're at, I'll show you. And then what I'll do is I'll do all the rest, and then we'll move on to the next piece. I'm sure you probably don't want to look at me doing all the rest. So, but at least you'll see what I got going on here. Man, I just touched that stop. So, I don't know if you can see it very well, but that's our next part of our rocker arm. Now, this side here is going to be angled, and I figured to angle at about 17 degrees. And then it's going to be angled this way. It's going to be angled both ways. There's just going to be a little tip right here. So that's going to be our next step after I finish all these other pieces. So wish me luck. Well, I started without filming, and I finished the first one, so I'll show you how I did it. So this little jig I made came in pretty handy, and I'm not completely done. Let's see, where the hell are we? Where are we? There we go. Come on, focus. Focus. There we go. Focus. Come on. Dang it. Why not? So anyhow, there's the cut. Just for the tip. I don't know if you can even see it. It's about 17 degrees. And now I hit the cut. This section out here to give it a little relief on the one end. And I'll show you how I make the other tips. So this is the first cut. That's not helping, is it? Just horrible light. Horrible lighting. Yeah. There's the first one. That's bad lighting. I'm going to see if I can get some better light quickly. Let's see what that does for us. Oh, look at that shit, T. Come on, focus. 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 Dang it. Come on, focus. So there's the first cut. It's just a 17-degree cut. And right where the blue ends, right there, I'm going to cut the other angle, and I'll show you what that looks like. I'm going to put it in this little jig. And slowly nibble away until the blue disappears. I bet you I didn't even get half of that in the picture. A little file. Yeah. Give it a little file. Just to barely round off that edge. Come on, focus. Focus already. Why won't you focus? There we go. Better than it was. So angle. Have a dangle. Once I get the rest of this here cut out, we'll be done. Almost. Hard to even tell. You see that little lip on the top?
But so now you've got to go back
And cut that inside.
a continuous decline to the other part, right? Center part.
You see, let's see here. It's hard to even see. Everything's so dang small. You see this?
I can see it with the light behind
Right.
it.
But from here, you gotta cut to where that cut is, up to about here, and then this all has to get rounded and
But you can see it pretty good there.
yeah.
Very nice.
Hopefully it'll. Shouldn't take much to do that other cut. Shouldn't take much at all, actually.
But how do you maintain that angle?
See that jig I made?
It's at the angle it needs to be. So you just put that piece in there and then bring the drill bit back and forth?
Yep. That's exactly right.
And the angle will provide exactly the removal amount needed.
Well, the angle is going to be different than this angle. It's like 2 degrees or something
I
like
was gonna say
that.
it's quite slight.
Like 1 or 2 degrees.
Yowzer.
Get a better picture. Alright. Actually, it's gotta go. Can't be like that. It has to be like this.
Jesus.
Let's focus here. So this is what I'm starting with. These are my little rocker arms. According to the directions, they want this area rounded. It's a radius of 125.125. And I got it on a rotary table. So even though the wife knew I was doing this, she decided she needed to come in and say something. So let's see what we can do about getting a good picture here. I have to move around some. That looks pretty good there. So as soon as the head comes down, it's going to block everything. Come on, focus. Let's see here. That's not so good. That's better. So, the head comes down. Let's turn around all the way down below. Get full depth. Okay. Lock the head. Take our rotary table. And now we're just going to move it around in a circle. Get a little bit of smooch on there. where I need to change the light so I can see what's going on. And now you guys can't see nothing. So I'm going to back her off, clean off all this swart. See that little nubbin right there. I'm trying to get rid of that. Should be able to take this cutter right to the bottom edge. Of that rocker arm. Looks like we're almost there. Just a smidge more. You know, there's the lid. A little too far, but I can hit that with the file, make that go away. Now this other side is a little bigger. So this might take a little bit more patience on my part. Really some nice machining steel. I think it's 12L14 or something like that. Brush machine's nicely too when you're holding it. I think I'm going to have to take a file to this thing a little bit. That piece was a little bigger, but that's okay. So now what we do is a smidge more, I guess. You know, a smidge. We used to call it something else, but politically correct. Now let's take it up. See what this end here looks like. It's a little flat on the end, but oh well. So, take her out of here and see what we ended up with. I think there's a lot of people out there that would agree with me that it takes longer to set everything up than it does to actually do the stuff, you know? So this is what came off up here. This looked just like all the rest of the pieces that I showed you earlier. Oh, there's our little rounded corner. I think I'll do a little file work in here. Probably don't even need to, but personal preference, I guess. Looks pretty nice. Valve's going to ride there. I have to put an 1/8 inch bull nose or round nose cutter for the push rod end right in here yet. And then these will be complete. So I'll finish all those up and show you the finished products at the end, I guess. So just a side note, this adapter is basically this thing here I made goes down inside a Morse taper 2, and then I have different fittings that go in here, and I made this, but I made it a little small, so I had to make a spacer. And then I cut this stem about down to here, the size of that hole, and then I put a little step in it so it'll stay above the table, so I don't have to bring this all the way down to the table. So I know probably means nothing to half the people, but somebody might enjoy it. So finished to this point. All I have to do is in that little corner, like I said before, little 1/8 inch ball mill, pop a hole in there for the push rod to sit in, and then my push rods, or my rocker arms, will be done. Tell you what, that sure looks simple, and I guess for a guy that would do it every day, they probably are, but I don't know. When you have to learn how to do it, and it goes well, it's a blessing when it goes well, because you do have fun doing it then. But here we go.